It isn't too often you match up a set that's been on the ground for several years that was laying 300 yards apart. I'll have to check with some of his other sheds, but I'm pretty sure this is Willie when he was 2 or 3 years old. Pretty cool. The deer's still alive, 6 years old or 7 years old. I'm in here looking for his fresh sheds, and I found his set from like 4 years ago.
Welcome back to the vlog. Today I kind of want to talk about how I go about finding properties to shed hunt. So really what I do, I walk a lot of public land. I've got a handful of private grounds that I hunt on, that I can turkey hunt on, shed hunt, deer hunt on. So obviously I walk those, but I just can't seem to ever have enough ground to walk. So I'm constantly looking. So I go on BaseMap, my digital mapping app, and I simply start scouring the area, and I'll find, first of all, I'm looking for areas that I think are gonna hold deer. Whether it's, from driving around and finding herds of deer, scouting fields from the road. Once I find these properties, I'm looking, on the aerial, I'm looking for cover adjacent to a good food source. And you can be pretty effective just from your phone going on and finding areas that are good and areas that are bad. And if I can find, cover that is adjacent to food, or a staging area that's adjacent to food, those are kind of the areas that I'm targeting. So even if it's, in an area 2 states away that I've never been to, just simply by looking at an aerial, you can tell where the ag fields are, you can tell where the timber's at, where the cedar draws are at. Typically you can see like orchard type, like Osage, any kind of orchard looking stuff like that's always good. It's got grassy areas, a lot of food source. So really, when I'm running low on options, or I've walked through all of the properties that I've got access to, that's when it's really time to start finding new ground. A lot of farmers are going to let you walk and look for antlers if you can get a hold of them and ask, because my selling point when I get a hold of a farmer is, they more than likely have had to pay for a tractor tire or two, in the past, decade or whatever. However long they've been farming, there's a good chance that they've ran an antler through their tire, and that puts a pretty bitter taste in their mouth. So when they, have somebody approach them and ask if they can look for antlers and maybe save them a tractor tire or two, chances are pretty good they're gonna let you. I mean, yes, you're gonna run into landowners that are big hunters and shed hunters, and they're gonna tell you no, and that's just gonna happen. But there's a lot of farmers out there that don't necessarily give a rat's ass about deer antlers, and there's a pretty good chance if you go knock on their door, introduce yourself, ask them if you can walk on their property and look for deer antlers, they're gonna tell you yes. So really stress, put some effort in on digital mapping app. Like I said, I use BaseMap. Just really scout from the distance, or use the aerial maps and scout, find out some areas that might be holding deer, look for food sources, look for cover that's close to food sources, and then it's really a matter of getting out and knocking on some doors or making some phone calls. So hopefully this helps you. If there's anything else that we can talk about through the vlog, just let us know in the comments below. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and we'll catch you here next time on the vlog.